Hi everybody. Slept late this morning. It was kind of late when I fell asleep, so and my allergies are kicking my butt this morning. I've been hearing about all this hurricane in Southern California, how they're going to get slammed with rain and all this good stuff. And I said, well, I wish we were a little bit closer. I don't like hurricanes, but we desperately need that rain. And then we got rain coming from the Gulf in a couple of days, maybe by Tuesday. We've only got a 30% chance of rain here, but hey, I'll take it. Any chance of rain. I mean, we so desperately need it. Yeah, Hillary is supposed to cover most of Southern California from what I understand. Yeah, I know hurricanes do a lot of damage, but oh my, couldn't we use that rain? We desperately need some of that rain. My eyes were bothering me already, but I put another coat of sealant on the hallway floor. So just messing with that sealant, the vapors I guess got in my eyes and just really bothered my eyes this morning. Here, I'll let you see what well, you can't see what I did, but you can see the floor. And you can't really see the finish on it because it's a matte color. It's not a glossy. But I think it's looking good. And I know that the wood is different tones of color. But you know, that's the way wood is. It's not all completely one color. So, but I'm proud of it. I can't wait to get the bedroom done. But I got to work on the door first, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, when I put that down in the bedroom with the door that opens toward the inside of the room, the door is going to touch the wood, so I need to cut the bottom of the door off a little bit. So I've been doing some research on how to do that. A hollow door, you know, if it was a solid wood door, I wouldn't have any problem at all. Just take that saw and cut it off, but it's a hollow door. And that wood is pretty dried out. It's an old door, you know, because the house is old. And I'm afraid the wood is going to splinter and just mess the door up. So I've been doing a little bit of research on how to cut those doors without really damaging them so you can't use them again. It's been a project that I've wanted to accomplish for a long time now. But I'm just glad I got the hallway done because I like it. I got so many projects coming up. I just don't know when I'm going to get around to all of them. And this heat has got to subside. I mean, you can't do anything inside or out in this heat. It's just way too hot. Way too hot. There's little Buddy walking around this morning. I don't know if you can see him back there. He's over there trying to eat. He come at the door a little while ago just meowing and cutting up. I mean, he was just raising Cain at that door. He wanted to get in. He's used to coming to the door now and knowing sooner or later he's going to get food. So I don't know if that was a good thing, feeding him like that or not, because he thinks he belongs here now. Y'all, have you some coffee this morning. This is my first cup and it sure tastes good. Yeah, if we'd get a good rain, say by Tuesday, it might save a lot of my rose bushes. Right now, if we don't get rain pretty soon, I can't water them enough to keep them alive, and they're dying. I mean, some of the root may still be alive. I may get a plant come back from the root. I don't know. But some of them are not going to come back regardless, because it looks like the rose bush is dead, especially the little ones along the property line. And I hate that. I work so hard to get those rose bushes rooted, to keep them alive along that property line, just to watch them die. I mean, it's sad. It's disheartening too, to watch all your work just go, you know. I mean, I know I can root more rose bushes, you know, I can replace them, but it's just the fact that I worked a couple of years on getting them started. And, you know, it's going to take a while to get more started. If they'd been a little bigger, they got roots down a lot deeper, they would survive this. Because that's how knockout roses do. They survive, even in this heat and drought, because the roots go down to China. I mean, they're really deep. But some of my rose bushes are not big enough. They have not been in the ground long enough, or haven't put down good enough roots that they can survive this heat and dry weather. And my winter squash and everything else that I replanted would do so good if we just get a good soaking rain. But at least the temperatures are going to drop. It's going to get down to at least 100 or just below 100 for a few days coming up this next week. I mean, that'll mean a lot right there, just for the temperature to cool off a tiny bit. I mean, 100 degrees is still hot, but, you know, 107, 109 is even hotter. And I'll take 100 degrees anytime over 108 and 109 that we've been having. I think he's still over there eating. I gotta get awake. I had a hard time going to sleep last night. I was still awake early this morning. And then sometime this morning I did fall asleep, and it was when I looked at my clock on my phone when I woke up a little while ago, it was already 10 o'clock. I said, oh my goodness. But evidently I needed to sleep or I wouldn't have slept. And if the temperature would cool off some, I could go fishing. Haven't been fishing but once or twice, and it's been so hot that the fish don't bite. And if it would cool off and rain some, I might be able to plant a few more things for fall. Just don't know. I've still got a lot of plants out there that are thriving. I mean, they're living. I don't know if they're going to produce anything. I'm hopefully my tomato plants will start producing if we get some rain and the temperatures will cool off a little bit. My tomatillos just gave up. It's just way too hot on those. I don't know if I'll try planting any next year. It just gets too hot and dry here for them. And maybe my Swiss chard will come up if it'll rain. I got so many seeds out there that are just in the ground waiting to come up. I mean, they haven't germinated and sprouted because it's been too hot. I think the seeds have better sense than to come up in this 109-degree weather. They say, oh no, I'm going to stay right here under this ground, and I'm going to stay where it's a little bit cooler. I'll wait till it cools off before I come up. It's already hot, y'all. I mean, I don't know what the temperature is right now. Let's see if I can get this laptop going and see what the temperature is outside already. $97 degrees already, and it's 10 minutes to 11. Our high today, 107. Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be 106, 103. Well, I take that back. I don't think we're going to get any rain. It's going to be 103, 106. 106 most of the days next week until Monday of next week, the 28th. Then the temperature drops to 96. Tuesday, 97. So maybe that was the Tuesday they were talking about that we might get rain. I don't know. But they tell you no need for an umbrella. No need for an umbrella. So I don't know. When it's 30% chance of rain, that's exactly what it means. It's a 30% chance of rain. You probably are not going to see any. See what the latest is on the hurricane. Well, it looks like the last was 17 minutes ago. It says Hurricane Hilary will hit hardest in Southern California. Hurricane Hilary threatens life-threatening flooding in Mexico and California. As Tropical Storm Hilary barrels toward California with life-threatening flooding and rain. Oh my God, we don't need the flooding and all that, but we do need the rain. And I know it's as dry as it has been for so long this summer. When it does rain, it's going to downpour and it's going to flood. It always does. These lower lying areas in Texas will flood. The streets in Fort Worth and part of Dallas will be unpassable. Says Southern California bracing for wind, high rain and wind. 20 minutes ago. Says Hilary downgraded to a tropical storm as California braces for life-threatening heavy rain. We don't need the life-threatening rain, but we do need rain. See when it'll hit. It'll be the first tropical storm to hit Southern California in 84 years. Go figure that. It says that Governor Gavin Newsom on Saturday declared a state of an emergency ahead of Hillary's expected landing later today. So they're going to get hit sometime today. We desperately need some of that rain. Oh my God. And why is it that way? You know, one area will get more than enough rain. They'll get too much rain, life-threatening rain. And then our part of the country is dry as a bone. We're praying for just a drop of rain. I mean, I don't know what's going on in this world. They're already got floodwaters surging in Santa Rosalia, Mexico. And it's terrible. Awful. Yeah, that poor town in Mexico is totally flooded. I mean, it looks like a river running down through the center of the town. A rushing river. I mean, it's something else. I don't know if I can show you. It doesn't come through real good on my screen, so. And I'm going to keep messing around until I'm going to turn the camera off, I know. But that's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, it looks going through the center of the town. And we desperately need some of that rain. I mean, it's... And, you know, I watch Robbie and Gary gardening on YouTube because I love that couple. I think they're one of the first gardening YouTube channels that I ever watched, and I love it. And they got their whole garden wiped out from hail and cold weather back at the beginning of summer. And I don't know exactly where they're situated opposed to where this storm is going to hit, but I know they are in Southern California. And it's already said that, you know, Southern California was the area that's going to be hit the hardest. So I'm sure they're going to get some of the benefit of all that rain and wind and everything else. I just hope it doesn't destroy their crops again, because they had to basically replant everything. You know, all the beaches, the state parks, everything in San Diego County is closed because of it. And and they have an evacuation order for San Bernardino Mountains. San Bernardino Hills, residents Oak Glen, Forest Falls, Mountain Home Village, Angelus Oaks, Northeast Eucopia have been told to leave their homes ahead of the landing of the incoming storm. So it's going to get bad. It says catastrophic floods could hit Southern California and Nevada. I mean, it's going to get bad, y'all. I mean, we desperately need some of that rain, but we don't need a storm, a life-threatening storm. It says 1 dead, 4 rescued in Baja California Peninsula already. It said 1 person drowned in the Mexican town of Santa Rosalia on the Baja California Peninsula eastern coast when a vehicle was swept away in an overflowing stream. Rescue workers managed to save 4 other people. Said the official considered the fatality related to Hillary, but video posted by a local official showed torrents of water coursing through the town streets. I mean, that's something. I mean, I'm telling you. Could you imagine waking up to rushing water going by your bedroom window? All of a sudden, your lakefront property on a roaring river, because that's what that town looks like. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, people say, well, that's all this global warming, it's all this plastic and everything else that people have trashed and everything of what has been done to our environment, causing more than hot weather all across the country this year. And they're predicting already that our winter is going to be even as bad. We're going to have a really tough winter. So I'm not looking forward to that either. And from what some of them predict, it's not going to get any better. They claim we're going to have extremely hot summers, extremely cold winters from now on. I hope that's not the case. I really can't have a garden next summer if we have another summer like this year. And I don't want that to happen. I really don't. I mean, it's just bad. See what they're predicting for today. Desert and mountains of Southern California and Southern Nevada are expected to be hit hardest by heavy rain as Hillary weakens into a tropical storm. Hillary may be coming in a little faster than initially expected. Tropical storm force winds, sustained winds of at least 39 miles per hour, were forecast to arrive in San Diego County as early as Sunday morning. So they're probably already being hit this morning. Yeah, because that video that I saw was just 17 minutes ago, where the water was rushing through the town. They call this deadly rainfall. That's got to be pretty bad if they say it's deadly. But we could use just a little bit of that rain here. I can't believe it's the first tropical storm to hit Southern California in 84 years. I mean, go figure that. They hit the East Coast all the time. Every year they get a hurricane. It shows residents filling sandbags at Wildwood Park. That was yesterday. So they'll have sandbags to use to stop the water. They've installed cots and shelter in the gyms for people to take shelter in. Man, it's evidently going to get really bad. Yeah, we could just use a smidgen of that rain. We don't need a whole lot of it, just enough to get the ground soaked good. Yeah, they got sandbag lines in California. I guess they're going to try to do whatever they can do to keep floodwaters from coming in their homes. But I tell you, if it gets as bad as it showed it going through that one town a minute ago, the sandbags are not going to help. But you know, everything you do helps. I mean, just like my garden. I could have given up weeks and weeks ago and just let everything die. But I'm not that way. I don't give up. If there's any chance of keeping my plants alive, I'm going to keep them alive and pray that it rains sooner or later. That way it'll revive them and it's not all a total loss all summer. And if we get a little bit of that rain enough to wet the ground good this coming week, I mean, that would be salvation for my garden. But it don't look like we got rain coming here for another week or so. Not even a slight chance of it, so go figure that. I mean, in one part of the country we got wildfires raging. The other part we got a storm fixing to flood everything. I just don't know what this world's coming to, y'all. Don't know. See if we have any. Here's one that come in 8 minutes ago. Let's see what they say. Oh, the same thing. It's just downgraded to a tropical storm, but they're still bracing for life-threatening heavy rain and probably wind. And it said that California's mountains will play a part in the flood risk. So I don't know, y'all. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning and having my first cup of coffee with me. I'm going to look at a little bit more of this forecast for this storm and see what I can get in the forecast here locally and see if we have any more chance of rain than what I heard on the news last night. And with that, please like, share, subscribe to my videos. I'll see you on my next one. Bye now. Have a great day.